it's giving me the same. It's giving me an error message when I do.
What the fuck did I just kick? Oh, no microphone.
Not sure what to make of that. I'll figure it out. Just gonna need looking into, that's all. Alright. We're back. We're good. Alright, here, see us alright? Look good. Alright, we ready?
Sure, let's go.
But, I mean, you got any... You alright, brother?
I'm in a great state of mind.
You sound like it. I mean, Jesus Christ, was it that bad? Or you want to talk about it on podcast or what? Yeah, right.
We can. I don't give a flying fuck. Lost to the fucking Mets.
I mean,
that'd be like the Cubs losing to the Cardinals in the postseason.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
Yeah. Well, I told my wife. I said he might. I was talking to her today. I said he might lose to the Mets. It's like that's Braves and Mets to him are kind of like if we lost to the Cardinals or the Brewers.
Yeah.
It's just extra piss you off, fuck you kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So
much so that I'm trying to just flip the script already and switch sports. A little faded, but...
Heard that. Speaking of which, I think it's time to crack open the damn water. There you go. Cheers, sir. So... Did you have any like? I mean, do you have any good quotes for this challenge?
I don't define good.
You know, we could switch it up and just pitch it to the guests, to whoever's watching, and see if they can guess instead. Since we had so many hiccups in picking this time.
I couldn't believe we did it twice.
I couldn't either. That's why I was like, I kind of think we need to pick a different one because taking two whole characters off is like, wow, well.
All right, let's just roll with it, and we're gonna be done with Disney for a little while.
Yeah, well, I think if there's enough people chatting, let's throw it to them. Let's let them do it instead because I don't think you're gonna have a hard time doing it. And I don't think I'm gonna have a hard time doing it. But let's see if somebody else can guess for once, since nobody's ever able to guess. You know what I mean?
Heard.
Flea, what's up, man? Whoever else is in the chat, we appreciate you. 5 people watching. I don't know where they're from. They could be from either side.
I do apologize. My voice has been going up and down today too, so hopefully I don't cut out at points. I'm already a little raspy from yelling at the fucking TV.
Heard. Understood.
So much so, this is the first podcast without my hat.
Holy shit! He's not wearing the Philly shirt. Damn.
Can't today. I just can't.
Just got real.
I can't today.
Damn. That shit just got real.
It'll change next week, but I can't today.
I was half wondering if you were going to change your rant to the Phillies based on all that, but you know.
You don't have a long enough podcast for me to do that.
Well said. Damn.
So for those who don't know or don't realize, who may be here listening or listening later, I have a very disgusted and distasted look on my face right now because the Phillies just lost in the playoffs to the Mets.
Yeah, we'll explain.
The goddamn fucking Mets.
We'll explain shortly. But do you have any? You good though? You got your call sheet? You're all set, man.
Yeah. I got my quotes and everything like that.
Good fucking deal.
I'm fuming on a different topic, so hopefully my rant comes out too. Fuck.
Oh my god. Alright. He said
there you go.
Flyers. There you go. Changing the subject. Hell. Alright, let's kick this thing off. I'm gonna send it to the starting screen.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
break out your bongs, pack your pipes, crack open a can. Because here we come, and here I am. My name is Dan, Pastor Prime 25 if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter. Pastor Prime if you're watching on Twitch. Welcome into Middle Aged Highs. We're recording our 39th episode with my now 40-year-old co-host, a man who is going to have a very hard time keeping the urge to kill inside today. Russ, the very angry beer league goalie. The beer league goalie on Instagram. How you doing, brother? You okay?
Good evening. I am on the struggle bus in many forms and facets every day, but today I think the bus pushed me off, pulled over, and backed up without a warning.
That'll happen. And 40 will do that to you on its own, but damn. I think I would rather have missed the playoffs entirely like we did than lose. That's a tough one, sir. It's a tough pill to swallow.
It's a very tough pill to swallow. I mean, like we were talking about pre-show, like it'd be the same for you if the Cubs made the playoffs and they lost to the Cardinals or the Brewers.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be me. We lost to the goddamn fucking Mets. It'd been the same if we lost to the Braves. So I just can't believe it. I mean, we had literally 3 players show up for the series: Wheeler, Harper, Castellanos. That's it.
And Wheeler's a starting pitcher, so that means he showed up for one game.
One game.
That's not how you win.
Yeah. You go. He went 7 shutout innings, masterful freaking game, and we lost that game.
And then the bullpen went, and I quote.
I mean, they did a lot more than that, but yeah. For a team who at the beginning of the season was predicted to have one of the better bullpens and did have one of the better bullpens and actually had multiple all-stars from that bullpen, then traded for one of the better closers in the league.
Right.
Said, nah, playoffs, fuck this. I don't know. It's too early to dissect, and it would take some time for you and I to go through it, and I'm sure at some point in time we'll do some baseball off-season type stuff in the future.
Sure. And
we can reserve that for that time period, but there's way too much to undress here. I think the lowest man on the totem pole for me right now is Alec Bohm, when yesterday in the game he had 4 at-bats and saw 5 pitches. That's not a recipe for success.
No, that's like playing your little brother in MLB 24 or playing Breaky the Bot.
Oh man, I was going to throw Breaky under the bus based on what you said.
That was the windup. That was the windup there. Little brother Breaky.
Just a little softball on Breaky.
Playing Breaky in MLB. Anyway, so we digress. I had to let Russ get that out of the way. The Phillies obviously eliminated in the playoffs by the Mets today. Unfortunately, sucks. Nobody wants to see the Mets go on, except if you're in New York. And even if you're in New York, you don't really want to see the Mets win. That's only half of New York. Yeah, right? Nobody likes the fucking Mets. Nobody likes the fucking Mets. Anyway.
It's like the ugly stepchild.
Yeah, I digress. So, we're back, folks. You know, we've been gone for a few weeks, had some technical issues to work out, trying to add some things, change up some things on the stream, making things a little newer, fresher. What's up, Death Siren? Hello, lady. Welcome in. We've got a lot to get into this week, though. We're going to talk about dad duties over the years and how they've changed. We're going to do a little fantasy football rundown, catch you up on what's been going on there. Thanks to Death Siren down there, we have a Beauty and the Beast fuck'em challenge that went a little sideways on us, and we'll get into that later. It's been an interesting afternoon. And yeah, we've got all that to get into, and we've got a Russ rant as well to get into. But before we get into that, since he had his little moment, here's mine. Thanks for tuning in today. Always appreciate you guys showing up for us. If you have the time tomorrow, and it's going to be super late if you do, midnight and 1 a.m. Eastern time, I will be working with a company called ChibaPet.com. That is ChibaPet, kind of like Chia. That's probably copyrighted. You know, I probably shouldn't really say that. They're probably like, no. It's my stream. I do what I want. Now, Chia Pet, very much like a Chia Pet, is a pot. You just add water. That's all you need to do to it. You grow your own bud. Fantastic. Love it. Can't wait to get one. Gotta have to convince the wife and figure out a spot to hide it from the kids. But, you know, we'll talk about that later.
Good luck.
She'll kick my ass when she sees this. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're dead.
Anyway, tomorrow for 10/10, they are throwing a Happiness to Humans Day, a 24-hour celebration stream that actually really starts in, 4.5 hours here? Running 24 hours. Every 20 minutes, they have a new guest. They're giving away something, a Chiba pet, some kind of glass, some kind of different giveaways with different companies every 20 to 30 minutes. They have a new host every hour, a new guest every 20 minutes. Yours truly is going to be a guest representing the podcast and a host representing the podcast for the final hour, bringing up the rear, what I do best.
You are the rear.
Yeah, there you go. I am the rear. Fear the rear. Anyway, I will be a part of that, so happiness2humans.com. If you haven't gone there, go to the website, sign up for the giveaways. That's all you got to do is go in there and sign up, and every 20, 30 minutes they're giving it away. Tune in all day. We'll be in there all day. I may tune in. I'm sure I'll be in and out more often than just that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a good opportunity. Hoping for a lot of people to be there.
Should be fun.
So, there's
Free
my
stuff.
moment. There's my moment. Yes, sir. Free stuff is always good. My policy in life is if it's free, I'll take 2.
Those 3.
3. Jesus Christ. No, that's greedy, man.
Well, that's a rhyme.
No,
It's like free is for me. If it's free, I'll take 3. Come on now. Gotta go with the freaking nursery rhyme here.
No, say you greedy, man. That's greedy. That's greedy. You know you're entering up to the audience. They even still manufacture those things. I do believe they do. Yeah. I do believe. And yes, we are old. It's middle-aged ties. Thank you very much, Flea.
This is the man who's older than us, by the way.
Thank you. Oldest person in the stream talking shit. Don't you love it? Anyway, that's my moment to talk about what I've got going on, and Russ's moment to have a little rant, but it's time for the actual segment. Russ Rants.
Ta-da!
Man, and I really want to fucking rant on the Phillies, but I'm not gonna do it. Not today. That's got a time and a place, and it's coming. But I got to gather more thoughts than just being angry and pissed off and crotchety and old or whatever you want to call me. But you hit the nail on the head.
All of the above.
Yeah, I turned
pissed
40.
Off, crotchety, old. How much time you got?
Yeah. So I did turn 40 last week.
You did.
I don't feel like I look 40 sometimes. A lot of times I get like I'm 32, 34, all that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm 50 from a lot of different reasons. I mean, hockey being one of them, and the fact that I don't know which hip to sleep on sometimes at night.
I have different moments of the day. I feel like I'm 25 years old when I'm bending down to the ground, and I feel like I'm 87 when I'm on the way back up. So
yeah,
you balance it out, and these guys, it's about right. It's about right.
So one of the things that I was thinking about and looking at the other day is, I know we all view birthdays differently as we get older. Some like to celebrate, some don't like to celebrate, some are indifferent, what have you. Where do we flip the switch and say, nah, your birthday's not that important anymore? Why do we, and why do we stop that? Like, I understand you're getting older and you may have kids and you want to celebrate your kids and your kids are more important than you. 100% agree.
Sure.
But you don't usually get too many days to actually celebrate and enjoy yourself.
Right.
Why not give yourself the day? Instead of having all these anxieties over getting older, or I'm 1 year closer to this or close to that, how about just take a step back and enjoy the fact that you made it another year? You get to do stuff a little bit longer instead of bitching and complaining, oh, I'm old, or oh, I've made the next decade, or oh, this is midlife. No, how about you just fucking enjoy yourself and enjoy the time you got?
I mean, there is a way of that. Look, I'm on the opposite camp. I hate to be that guy to you, but I don't care about my birthday. You have your milestones. You know, you're a kid. It's a big deal. You know, and then you hit 16, you hit 18, and then it's what you waiting. Okay, that you're waiting to turn 21 so you can drink, and then after you turn 21, what do they mean? It's just another year older. It doesn't.
Yeah, no.
I'm the guy that I didn't. It doesn't mean anything to me. In fact, at a job one time, I was so, and my wife worked there as well, so she let them know it was my birthday. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was adamant about not celebrating. I was like, I'm closer to death. I was like, that's all it is. It's your 1 year closer to death. I don't care. I don't want to celebrate it. These motherfuckers brought me a death cake and black balloons and all this shit in on my birthday. I'm like, that's all right. Well, there you go.
That's some fucked up shit.
I thought it was, I actually thought it was kind of funny.
No, it's
So,
funny, but
you
at the
know.
same time, damn.
But I'm just,
But
I mean, I get what you're saying. It is, I mean, we don't celebrate enough of the moments that we get when
yeah,
we get them. And it is a very good point. It's probably something I'm missing. I probably don't appreciate it enough. You know, I don't have a big circle around me, but the ones I do have around me, I love having around me.
Yeah.
So it is probably a good point. But for me, it just, they just don't mean anything because it's just another day. It's just,
Oh, and trust me, I get it. It's just another day. Nothing, you're not reaching any sort of massive milestone anymore, especially being an adult. I mean, hell, like I said, I just turned 40. There's just some milestones that Flea likes to look at, but at the same time, like, why not just celebrate with the ones who are around? I'm not looking for somebody to be like, here, you need to have a car or you need to have a house or a big birthday present. No, I'm looking for, hey, let's go sit around a campfire. Hey, let's go out drinking. Hey, let's go to a game. Just something that's simple.
sure.
Nothing. You don't need somebody to like come and shower you with gifts. Just enjoy yourself, to have an experience, and keep going.
Well,
Who else is gonna celebrate you if you don't do it?
Well, I have a theory on that, and it calls into a friend of ours. But before I get into that friend of ours, let's talk to this friend of ours. 16, 21, 25, and 50. I got to ask you, why 50? So I get 16, I get 21. 25, I don't understand at all. 25 is super.
Rent a
what
car?
the hell does 25 mean? 50 to me is like, okay, 40 is middle age, over the hill. 50 is I'm not old enough to get, the early bird special at 55 yet. But I'm not getting the senior citizen discount yet, so 55 is a bigger one to me. Maybe I'm just a cheap motherfucker.
We're all cheap motherfuckers. No, especially the two people who host this podcast. But yes.
Shit. If you met my wife, you'd understand. I rubbed off on her like she rubbed off on me.
Oh, I've seen some of the things, and I will leave those alone.
The keep on it, man. Oh, goddamn, I miss those days. That dish soap and detergent for years. God.
I want to flip the script a little bit on this.
Sure.
Who made kids' birthdays and birthday parties the way that they are? And some of the arrogance of some of these parents with birthday parties. And the fact that it's just like some people will have these outlandish birthday parties and expect you to be on the same level. And then you'll have the other end where it's like they throw a party and like, well, you don't have to bring a gift. Like, motherfucker, don't say that, because every goddamn person is going to bring a gift. Every single one.
Yeah, you look at that kid and say, I didn't bring you anything.
Yeah, exactly.
God, I don't know, man. I like that, whatever. I feel like it's kind of a white people thing, trying to outdo each other on kids' birthdays. I just don't get it, man. Be grateful for what you got. Do what you do. I mean, I'm not trying to go outlandish and everything. I'm not spending anything out of whatever I got. I'm like, you want to get together with your friends? Cool, great.
Yeah.
We'll do something. We'll celebrate.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're not going to have some big show to try to make sure whatever. We're going to celebrate. We don't need to do anything extravagant. It's your birthday. We're going to make
Exactly.
sure we celebrate you. We don't need to spend a bunch of money to do that. That's not how
Correct.
you do it. It's
No.
not what it's about. But
Which
some
is
people
why I
miss
made the
mark
point
with that.
about the older birthdays. Just go to the bar and drink, or sit around a campfire, smoke a stogie, drink, have some fun, have some laughs with somebody's family members, whatever. Like, why can't that just be the standard, going through life, whether you're a kid or an adult? Just have the same standard. Nothing needs to be this, like, drawn out thing.
Sure.
Just celebrate it. Say, hey, it's your birthday. We're happy for you. We're celebrating you, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Instead of making it too big, too little, non-existent, what have you. Just make it a simple celebration of whoever it is that day.
Right.
Because throughout life you're celebrating somebody else for something. Get your one day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
that's my rant.
Well, here's my final word on it. The philosophy I had from our other friend, which Saint, everybody knows Dragon Saint, my brother-in-law. We were on vacation this year, and it was his birthday. If you remember, if you haven't heard the vacation podcast episode, go back and listen. It's pretty funny how his birthday went.
No comment.
Oh, interesting night. We will never forget. Anyway, we were talking about the whole birthday thing, and he made a point of, he didn't say, he was in the same camp as me. We actually had this conversation this year. 'Cause I remember this when we were talking about it. He didn't celebrate birthdays. Wasn't a big thing for him for years. And then he's in the situation he's with now with the wife. You know, he's got his wife and the kids and the family around him now. And he said his birthday comes up and he's like, you know, whatever, it's nothing. And they're like, no, we're going to. And then, you know, we're up there and they're getting stuff, setting up stuff for his birthday and things like that, sneaking in a cake. We had him convinced, which I told this on the podcast episode, we had him convinced the whole time that the dinner we went to, we were going to get him up on stage for the show. It's the funniest thing. I kept it going the whole time so that when the guy on stage says something about somebody coming up there, he gave me the side eye so bad. I will never forget that. Holy crap. But he said it's with having people around you that want to celebrate you so much makes you want to celebrate it that much more. So, and I'm not saying that I don't have people like that around me. I do, maybe not as many, in some degree and form as I'd like to, but it is what it is. And I think that plays into it in some form or fashion. You end up with less people around you that want to celebrate you all the time as you get older. I think that's what it really comes down to.
Agreed.
But that's my final thought on your rant, sir. So sorry, I didn't mean to take the final piece.
All right, Jerry Springer with your final word.
Yeah, right. Oh man. So let's talk fantasy football.
Do we have to?
Speaking of final words, man, the final word on this season is what the hell is going on with everything? Now, so we've been gone for a few weeks. We're not going to run down through everything and catch you up on all of it. Here's all we're going to do. I myself am 2-3, as are you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been interesting. We have one 5-0 team in our league, and for anybody that's playing right now, if you're 5-0, 4-1, congratulations. If you're 5-0, good God, enjoy the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
If you're 5-0, you can already start looking ahead to the fantasy playoff schedule-wise and start figuring out who you want for what matchups down the line and start really thinking ahead in a few weeks here. But 4-1, you're doing great. 3-2, 2-3 like us, you're right there in the middle.
Yeah.
If
right now you're predicted at 7th overall, and I'm at 5th.
Yeah, I don't pay any attention to that stuff. We'll see how that turns out. One injury changes all that. And there's tons and tons and tons of injuries all the time.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
So, let me know when McCaffrey plays this year. Hi, Ron.
Oh!
Anyway, drink to that. So, if you find yourself in the middle, it's a good time. You got to be active on things, man. Paying attention to situations like the Pacheco situation with Kareem Hunt. You see different quarterbacks getting moved when Bryce Young got benched in Carolina. All of a sudden, the receivers become bigger out there and things like that. Just staying active on the waiver wire, finding those guys that are going to pop off here and there. If you find yourself lower than that, though, and you're in the 1-4, or God forbid you're 0-5, start pulling the ripcord right away. You start making some moves. You start paying attention to matchups. You better hope the bye weeks are going to break your way, but you need to start actively pursuing something that's going to make a change for your season. You cannot sit on your hands at this point. You've started to figure out at this point who teams are, and we're starting to figure out what situations are what. So,
yeah, in our league, 4 of us are 2-3 out of 8 people.
Yes, sir. And only one of us is 1-4. And who? Oh, who?
Makes me happy regardless of the situation. Still makes me happy.
I'll give you that. But, so, if you don't know, our fantasy football league, we punish our loser every year. And the winner gets to pick the punishment the next year. So, last year, Foofy, my other brother-in-law, won, bought himself a little championship ring that he flaunts on vacation every time he comes down here to visit. And his little case that he opens up and has a light in the box is in dead last by himself. 1-4. In line to give his own punishment. And if you do, Foof, you're wearing your ring when you go on your walk.
Oh, yeah.
And I told the wife tonight, if he loses and he gets punished, we're going up to visit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You better film that one.
Yeah, right? Yeah, watch. I'll end up getting whatever. So, the funny part is, though, the only win he has is against who?
Me.
Dingus over here.
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
Kills
So,
me to say that, but still makes me happy to see him in last place.
yeah, right. I'm playing Ron this week. I'm excited about that one because that's usually a pretty solid. That's usually a pretty solid stomping. You know what I mean?
Oh, let's hope so.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it, man. But I tell you what, the find I've had so far that's been great for me. The biggest thing that might have changed my season is finding Tucker Craft, tight end for the Packers. Boy, lit up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how much
that might
so?
be it because I tell you what, I drafted Laporta in like 3 leagues that I'm in. I drafted two of them. I drafted him in two of them at least. And just man, tight end has been terrible this year. It's been so tough to figure out which tight end's going to be good. Your boy Kelsey's been up and down all over the place. Man.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews is what I told everybody he was, not doing anything. So it's been tough, man. It's been an interesting year. But we will get further into fantasy football and back into the flow of talking week to week as we get back week to week here. So next week we'll break down a little bit more and we'll start maybe doing a little segment where we start picking one matchup or one game of the week or one pick of the week that I think is going to be the best choice for you if you're looking for something. So we'll start breaking down some stuff like that, looking at that a little bit more, going into all that stuff. But the point of it is, though, fantasy football season is far enough in that you should know what is going on with your team at this point.
Yeah, man. Dude, last week I sent you a screenshot. I'm not surprised I lost last week. I don't know if you remember the screenshot I sent you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your bye week's on the bench.
My bench had 5 bye weeks and an injury.
Yeah. The best thing to do with that sometimes is looking ahead. If you look ahead, because you can look ahead at your you can look ahead through it. I never do it too much, but if you want to look ahead weeks ahead, you can see, oh God, I'm really going to be screwed this week, and maybe try to make a trade or a move to balance something out if you can. Remember, you don't have to be married to your roster. Everybody likes to stick with it because it works, and a lot of people get scared to make trades. And then you get in leagues where you make trades that are mistakes, and you get scared to trade with people because you think you're getting screwed over. Our league has gotten to where it's real tight on trades, man. Don't be afraid to put them out there and talk to people. Or God forbid, if somebody sends you an offer, don't just say no if you're interested at all. Send something back. Talk to them about it. It's all about trying to make moves, man. You got to stay active. The waiver wire is key. Let me ask you this. Here's a good one for you before we switch on. How do you approach the waiver wire?
Man, that's a. Do you mean how I decide if I'm going to utilize my waiver claim or not?
Yeah, to come out and just say it bluntly, are you a waiver miser?
I'd say no.
No, I am.
No. I mean, I'm still sitting here I have the first spot in waiver order.
Right.
And I was debating on utilizing it this week, and then I look at it going, not really worth it.
Right.
Could it be beneficial for me overall to utilize it based on somebody that I was looking at? Sure. But in the long run, I'd rather...
Well, do tell. I mean, it's all past now. Who are you looking at?
I can't. Well, I'll explain to you a later date.
Oh, this fucking guy. Jesus Christ.
No. Trust me.
All right, anyway.
Anywho.
Moving on.
I'd like... If I'm the guy sitting there with the first overall waiver claim...
Right.
I'll wait a couple weeks to see if there's something to utilize on it that's actually worth it. Somebody drops somebody that they hope to get back, or whatever.
Sure.
Especially when you're sitting there with the first overall. Unless my team is in like dire straits and this injury and that injury and blah blah blah. Okay, sure, but I don't have a lot of that right now. Right. I mean, I still have a lot of good players. A couple of them have underperformed and what have you, but I don't see the need to utilize it like that. If it's something where like I've already used my waiver claim and I'm sitting there at 6th or 7th overall, and I want to make a couple moves that are just going to happen Wednesday morning when everything flips over, okay, cool, I'm fine with that. But when you sit there with the 1st or 2nd overall in the waiver order, I'd like to hold on to that slot so I feel like it's worth it.
Sure, I'm always watching for that one. Like you got to pick your dart throws because every week there's a million of them. You can go look through all kinds of articles you see on ESPN, Yahoo, CBS, whatever sports, and see all the waiver targets to go for and this and that might possibly pop off, and they change every week. You can throw a million dart throws every week. There are people that just do that and they just keep picking it up and see what sticks, and sometimes that strategy works.
Mm-hmm.
And then more shit sticks and you stick with it. But for me, I like to do that early because early on, I think, is where you're really seeing people. They pop, and then you see if they do or they don't, and that's when you're trying to figure things out. The first couple weeks, I'll really go for it, and then after that is when I'm really trying to waver miser it up and try to hold on to it, because late in the year, you're looking for that one thing that can switch and carry into the playoffs, that injury that brings in somebody off the bench that hasn't been playing very much, and they got fresh legs to get in the last 5-6 games of the year, and all of a sudden, hey, you're carried into the playoffs off some random backup you didn't know of.
Yep.
Fantasy football! That's how you win, baby.
Listen to this guy. He's got the recipe for success, Mr. When's the last time you won?
Fuck you. I know too much. I have the burden of knowledge. I know too much for my own good. I talk myself around in circles until I don't do anything. That's what happens to me. So, truth of it.
Love it.
So, you ready to do this? You ready to do this challenge?
Oh, we're going right to the challenge now.
I mean, we don't have else. We don't have anything else in the list.
Okay.
You got anything else on fantasy football you really want to talk about?
No, because 2 and 3, there's not much to talk about.
No, you're figuring out your team. You're figuring out the moves to make. Wait, do we play or do we make Flea play? What do you think?
We should do both.
We should do both. All right, Flea. Here we go. You ready? We'll throw yours up there. I fixed it. So here we go. You ready? Fucking challenge time, folks.
It's time for the Fuck 'em Challenge!
All right. Fuck 'em Challenge, baby. In effect, should have the music keyed up on that thing, too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, you're about to find out. We do the Fuck 'em Challenge every episode, smack dab in the middle. We take a TV show or movie genre or movie type, and we pick a character or whatever we do. We take 3 quotes, we shoot them back and forth one at a time, shot for shot. See who can guess first. We don't have anything at stake. We have played before for stakes. We're just having some fun this time. But we have been stuck on Disney for several weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the blue. On a whim. And we've tied 3 weeks in a row. So it became an issue of we can't move on from Disney until we have a winner. So our solution in our...
No.
Huh?
If we tie again, we're moving on anyway.
This is fair. So let's switch here. So we need the hard stuff for this one.
Why do you think I picked up the cup?
I mean, hey, look, crossfading's dangerous. Don't do it unless you know what you're doing.
Never claimed I knew I was doing anything, but that's besides the point.
Well, I'm drinking that and then drinking this crossfading. You don't know shit. Everybody knows you don't know shit. Anyway, so the solution we came up with in our intoxicated state of minds was to let Russ's sister choose the movie. And
we chose poorly.
Well said. She chose Beauty and the Beast, which at the time made some sense because it's a classic. Everybody knows Beauty and the Beast. And then started thinking about it and realized, yep, I have 3 boys. I don't remember last time I saw Beauty and the Beast. I really didn't know. I didn't know the name of any of those characters until I looked at them. I was like, there's a candle and a clock and a cup and a cup and a bear, lion thing, and a girl, and a guy, and another guy.
Bear, lion thing. Oh, shitballs. All right, I have to ask now because you've done it with every other freaking Disney movie that we've gone to. How many times you watched it this week?
None.
What?
No one.
All right. Every other time you're like, I watched it like 4 times this week with Addison.
That's because every other time it was something good. Lion King. Watch the shit out of it. You know?
Don't tell my sister that.
Toy Story. Watch the shit out of it. Beauty and the Beast. I ain't hearing that one on.
Please.
Get out of here. This is gonna be good. No, it's not. It's gonna be a shit show.
It's gonna be a fucking train wreck.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad we didn't go live on Twitter. I'd hate for this to be the first one we put on Twitter. So we'll definitely
Why
pick
not?
better
Who gives a
one for the
shit? It'd be
fucking
more
next
fun that
one.
way.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. I don't. Whatever. Anyway, all right. Here we go. So, here's the shit show aspect of it, as teased earlier in the intro part.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
little behind the scenes on how we do this. Once we've picked the movie somewhere throughout the week, we each text Russ's sister, our character, to make sure we don't pick the same one. And then, if we do, she texts us, as she did this week, to let us know that we both picked the same character. Twice.
Now, don't tell them who we pick so that when they do the guessing, they don't pick those characters.
I'd like to take a second to point out that he just said doo-doo.
I like to take a second to point out that you're still immature.
Hey, I'm older than you. You respect
Yeah,
your
and
elders,
more
motherfucker.
immature than me.
Respect
Bitch.
your- Did you buy a lottery ticket after this? Again, we'd have to go buy the same lottery ticket at the same time.
Yeah. We gotta put the same numbers in at the same time, you know.
The logistics of it just don't. They don't fit. Come on. You're a logic guy, Flea. Come on now.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's the guy that used to play Cards Against Humanity and put in the correct answers instead of the funny ones.
That doesn't dictate logic.
That he was more logical there than funny.
No, yeah, well, there's that. So.
That's logic.
Well,
See, you see the logic in my logic?
Go ask him to play poker. Tell me about his logic.
Yeah, nobody has shit. Nobody has logic when they're playing poker. Jesus Christ! All right, so anyway, we won't tell you the ones that we picked to keep it more fun for you guys, but we do have a couple characters off the board already on our ends, so I don't know how well it's gonna go. To be fair, I'm gonna be completely clear with you. I don't have my quotes ordered because yeah, it is what it is. I just found them. I was
To
gonna
be
figure.
fair, you're not far behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna figure out which ones I'm using because I have 4 on the list. I only need 3. Wow, that was
That was something.
yeah, that was some damn water and Jack Daniels. That was an interesting taste. Yummy. All right, so who's going first, sir? I get my quote first, right?
Do you?
Or do you?
I mean, if you would like to get the quote first, you're more than welcome to have the quote first.
I feel like I was due to get mine first. I think we were rotating since we tied.
That's fine. I don't give flying shit.
All right, man. Hit with my first quote, sir.
All right. Oh, I know. I strike up the band.
Eh. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I strike up the band. There's not a band in Beauty and the Beast. Get the fuck out of here. God damn. I should have started drinking before we started doing this.
Love it.
Yeah. Got no clue, sir. Got no clue.
Are we doing questions this round? Or this this matchup?
No, we haven't been doing them when there's just a
Okay.
character.
I
for
just
a
figured I'd
single
ask
movie,
just to make
so-
sure.
All right, you ready? You ready for your first quote, sir?
Let's go.
All right. Really? Fucking thing. All right. Your hands are so cold. Who's done this to you?
Hands are so cold. Who's done this to you?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that quote.
I remember your quote, but I don't know where the fuck from. It is an iconic movie. Look, I mean, Beauty and the Beast is Beauty and the Beast. You know, you've seen it at some points. I did have a little
an
sister,
inkling.
so I've seen it as a kid. I'm sure several hundred times.
I have an inkling, but I don't think I have. No, I don't got to guess. Nope. Mm-mm.
Side note, little side whatever here. If we'd have done Little Mermaid instead of Beauty and the Beast, I would have fucking been all over it. My sister loved that one. I saw the shit out of that one. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Oh, man. You know how it is. You get a little sister and they're obsessed with a movie.
No, I don't. Please explain that to me. How did we get to Beauty and the Beast? This man trying to explain to me what it's like to have a little sister obsessed with a movie when my little sister picked the movie she's obsessed with.
Logic.
Jesus God.
That was the joke, sir. Jesus, move on. All right. Hit me with my second quote, sir.
All right. That crazy old loon, he needs all the help he can get.
Ah, fuck. Ah!
Ah!
Alright, so I know when they say crazy old loon, it's that or mermaid. What? Thanks for your help, Flea. I don't understand what that means at all. So when they say crazy old loon, they're talking about Belle's father. I know that much.
Oh, do you?
I do. What I don't know is if that's no for the movie of Girl Pigs. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Shit. Fuck it. I don't. Fuck. I don't know the other one's name. So fuck, I don't know. I was here thinking, I was like, it's either one of those two. I was like, well, it's either, yeah, but I don't know his name. Whoops. Dan, yours is easy. Russ has me doubting my answer. Oh, really?
You'll have to share. Write down if you had different answers along the way. Just share it when we're done.
Right, Fleet thinks he does. Fuck it. No, I'm not gonna guess. Fuck it. I don't care. You can win.
All right, give me round two.
All right. All right. I'm not sure I'd fit in there. There's no one I can really talk to.
See, I had an inkling the first go around.
That's how these work, right? That's how these work. What do you think there, Flea? I'm not sure I'd fit in there. There's no one I can really talk to.
I might just throw it out there to try and win.
I thought about it.
To end this Disney thing, because then if you get it anyway, then you win and you end it too. So, because if I get it wrong, and then you can get it on third without me.
Are we working together to end the suffering? Is that what
we
we're
are?
doing here?
We are kind of.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go just because of the thought process on the day, and what you and I went through. I'm gonna go with Belle.
You are correct, sir.
Yes, game over. Oh my God! Get off this Disney Snyder shit.
Was yours Gaston?
No.
It's the other guy, right?
Who's the other guy?
I don't fucking know his name. If I knew his name. Yeah, give me your third quote. Give me your third quote.
In a spitting match, nobody spits like you, Gaston.
Yeah, I don't know that guy's name.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. LeFou.
What?
LeFou.
It's Gesundheit.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the short dude, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know his name. That's funny.
No one.
Well done, sir. Yeah, they're all giveaways. Yeah. After the second one, I was done with it. I was like, just give me. I literally wrote your sister and said, just give me fucking Belle for Christ's sake.
No, you. I think about what I said during the thing. I was like, knowing
you
you.
gotta be kidding me.
So originally we both picked Cogsworth, and then we
both
picked
picked Mrs. Potts.
yes, yes.
Well,
And that's how we end up here.
Chip, everything sounds like a little kid and says "mama."
Yeah, I was going to go
Gaston
Chip.
just sounds like a jackass the whole time.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
you know, the candlestick. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm with Flea. Next.
Am
All
I
right,
finally
sir.
choosing?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll go back to what I said a couple weeks ago, and we'll keep it there.
You really lusting over him still?
No, I said it before. I'm just gonna keep it there. Has nothing to do with that.
Sure. What's
we'll
up,
go
Superman?
Denzel.
Denzel.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel it is. Do we have an era for Denzel we're looking
Ooh,
at?
Good
Because
question.
Denzel's been around forever.
Let's do, because we usually do 10-year gaps. So let's do.
Or we do pre or post 2000s.
I'm gonna change it just slightly. 95 to 05.
What the really?
Yep.
Okay. 95 to 05 Denzel Washington.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's an interesting one.
Yes.
All right. I'm much more down for that than I was for this Beauty and the Beast fucking challenge.
Cheers to that shit being over.
Amen to that. A toast to you, sir. And that, folks, is how we play the fucking challenge, which is brought.
Flea, did you get any of them?
Oh yeah, Flea. What was your guess? Since you
Or
said
guess
mine was
it.
easy, did you guess mine? You should have. I mean, shit. The first one was when she was talking to her father. For Christ's sake, that's how I knew that. Anyway, the fucking challenge. That's how you play it. As brought to you as always by Snapdragon Hemp or Snapdragon Cannabis Company. Use code PYP420. Save yourself 15% on your Snapdragon Cannabis orders and get one of these little 2-pack gummies for free every time you place an order. Didn't work.
Yep. Is the video still going for everybody else? Because I'm getting a video unavailable on Twitter right now.
You froze for a second. No, I see it.
All right, let me refresh that. Maybe it's me.
I think you suck, sir.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, there it is. All right, it was me.
Ah,
It's always me.
right. That's funny.
So yes, thank goodness the Disney shit is now done. Let's move on, please.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that 95 to 05 Denzel. That is oddly specific. I feel like you have something in mind already.
I have 0. I just figured I would just change the narrative just a little.
Flip the script.
Just a little.
Flush the format, he says. All right.
Just do something a little different.
Speaking of scripting, flip. All right, Dwayne. Speaking of flipping the script and flushing the format, we are going to be talking about dad duties over the years and how they have flipped on their head and gone all kinds of sideways as to what you would normally expect, I suppose, maybe. Or maybe not.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the correct way to phrase that or not, but it's something that we can relate to on a very interesting level because I think the idea with this was to talk about things we take care of as dads and things, and I couldn't approach it without looking at my dad duties are just I completely different than what the typical ones are, or what they used to be, or what yours are to some degree.
Agreed.
And everybody's are different from everybody else's, and everybody's situation is different. I'm not disrespecting or talking anybody's situation's better or worse than anybody else's by any means.
Nope.
But I myself went from being, oh, she's back. You missed
You
it.
really missed Beauty and the Beast? Are you kidding me?
Shame Bell. I will be adding it right there. Just Shame Bell.
Oh. Sorry, sis. Yes. We did talk about you a bit.
All good things. Because I can edit them. That's like that. All right. No. So, that got flipped on my head, though, man. I was, and being Hispanic, you're and a male, you're raised up, and you can relate to being a male. You're raised up, and you're supposed to be the breadwinner. You're supposed to be the provider, the protector, the producer. You're supposed to bring home the bacon. You're supposed to take care of everything. The wife's not supposed to have to need to lift a finger. You're supposed to be able to provide for the kids and everything like that, and then have all the energy left to do everything else. And if you can't, you're a failure. That's is that not you're not a man if you're not able to do that? Is that not what you're taught when you're younger?
You're taught a lot of things about being a man when you're younger. None of which I think are applicable anymore.
This is true, man. Men's mental health is always a tricky type of topic. I know they were talking about it on Twitter on Sips and Rips this week on a show I was watching too. So it's always good to be able to talk about because it doesn't get talked about enough. But
Nope.
It shook me because, man, I tell you, I worked and I was 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week back when I was running restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And then shifted and got out of that game, and I was still working, 40, 50 hours a week, doing security and whatever not. And then son got diagnosed, switched out of that, and then my wife decided we switched up, and she went to work, and I decided to stay home, and I thought, I got it, I'll stay home, and I got this, and I'll still socialize on games, and this and that, and I've got my Twitter and this and my Twitch and this and that, and I'll socialize on this, and I got all this, and I'll handle this. I'll be great. I'll be good at it. No problem. I was not ready.
Well, you even alluded to on one of the other podcasts, we had a conversation about how, you used to be the one working and she would stay at home, and then you became the stay at home, and you were, I did not fucking realize what I wasn't doing.
No. And that was before, we decided all that before we didn't really decide to have another kid. We just kind of had another kid. Hey, Desert, no problem. Ooh, excuse me. I hope everything's all right. Have a good night. We appreciate you stopping in when you could.
Thank you.
But no, I was man. You're not ready for it. The amount of isolation you have is jarring, and then just the feeling that you're not providing because, it's like, oh, you can clean the kitchen or mop the floors or vacuum the couch. It's like, as a guy, you're like, what does that do? That doesn't do anything. I'm not providing for my family. I'm not taking care of them. I'm not,
Oh yeah.
And then to know that your wife's bringing the money, and I'm not anything against her. She does a great job of it, anything like that. There's a side of you as a man that is just, there's a part of you that just
it hurts the ego just a little bit.
Yes, it just doesn't. It feels.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right.
Well, so here's my question. Obviously, you're saying that doesn't feel right now, but let's say you both were working,
sure,
and she made more than you. Would that still hurt the ego?
No, not at all. That part
that's
doesn't
how
bother
I feel.
me. If my wife makes more than me, I don't care. We're both provide. See, I've also gotten to a different place, and it's not that I have to provide more than my wife, even though there's the typical belief is that man has to provide more and be this, and he has to be physically superior, and this and that is the old school, dated belief. None of that, but I just wasn't ready for the aspect of just realizing you're not bringing anything to the table. Just shakes you a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because you're used to, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, I want a bottle of alcohol, and you're like, man, I don't make any money. Not that my wife was like that in any way, shape, or form, but in the back of your head, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, wow, it's emasculating.
Oh yeah. No, and I can understand it to a point because last year I was laid off for whatever it was, 6-7 months.
Right.
Before I got a job, and I was not the one working, and not to be fair, while I was at home, I tried to do as much as humanly possible to, in a sense that pulling weight or what have you.
And you did. I know you did. We talked through it a lot.
Whoever decides on whose weight is what is another story. But
every relationship is different.
Yeah, I can grasp that concept. Is when you don't work, you feel like you're not doing enough for your family. But when in reality, if you really think about it, whether it's a man or a woman or whatever you want to call it these days, if you're taking care of a little one, in my mind, that's harder than anything else you could possibly do.
Man, in multiple ways, shapes, and forms. And with Addison, obviously, and again, I say this every episode, and I'll probably continue to say this every episode, and every time we do this. Anybody that doesn't know, my middle child, he is autistic, nonverbal. So if you hear me talk about Addison, he's, requires different care, different love. He does have his unique challenges and everything like that, and there's it's I don't know, man. There's a lot of mental that goes on with
Oh, yeah.
with staying at home and with him too. And there's realizing, I tell you what, man. This wasn't part of what I planned to talk about at all. It's just kind of hitting me in the moment, right?
Go
I'm
with
just
it.
gonna roll with it. Here's one that bothers me a lot. Is I'm the one tasked with protecting them all the time now, right? Not providing for them, but protecting them all the time, right? And that's for me. That's how you got to look at it. You know, as the transitioning your mindset from being I have to be all of this to this is what I am now is I'm still the protector. You know, it's like I'm still the one here. I'm still making sure they're taken care of. I'm making sure they're eating right. I'm making sure everything's taken care of. I'm making sure everything's cleaned up for them. I'm making sure this is set up for them. I'm making sure they don't need this. I'm making sure they don't need that. In that, I'm always terrified with Addison because he's autistic, nonverbal. If he ever gets hurt, like, I mean, hurt, like, breaks his leg, how do I deal with that? How do you explain it to him? He's not going to understand. He's not going to understand he can't use it. He's not going to understand what's going on. He's just going to want it to stop, and he's going to look to me to say what's wrong, and I'm not going to know what to do. And that aspect scares the living hell out of me.
Bro, you know, so we were taking it down a different path than we thought we originally were when we talked about this ahead of time.
This shit was gonna happen. I told you this shit was gonna happen when we started talking about this.
There is an individual I work with who has a son who is only a decade to 15 years younger than he is. It's from a second marriage or whatever. Same kind of boat as you, but the guy is, or kid, I guess you can't call him kid. The kid's older than me. But the guy is much older than me as well. And recently they had to go through an operation. The kid, I guess you would call, I don't know if you want to call it kid or whatever, but had to go through an operation, lost the bottom half of one of their legs. And it's like, regardless of age or whatever, if it's your child, how as a parent do you handle that? Like obviously I'm not in the same situation as you. I got a 6 and a 4-year-old, not in the same situation as you. And even in that, I'd be like, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to explain it. Like, I mean, obviously you'd have to figure it out and, whatever it is, call what you want, grow a set, figure it out, map it out, whatever. You're still going to do it. But the original thought process is like, how do I carry that on? How do I continue with that?
Yeah. Well, here's the scary part personally for me, man. And, damn. We could do a different podcast and do it just about fucking dad issues and just talk about shit like this all the time, for fuck's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the scary part for me on the mentality of it, man. My go-to, and not to assume anything, but knowing you share a little bit of this trait. My go-to when something is particularly difficult or challenging in a way that I don't want it to be is to say, fuck it. I'm just not dealing with it. You know what I mean?
To a certain degree. I can't say fully, because I generally will deal with it.
It depends on what it is.
Once I've dealt with it,
sure.
I change my my mentality on some things.
Sure, 100%. I get that, but there are some things that, and I'm not trying to put you out there and you're whatever, but there are some things for me that when they happen or when things happen with different people being, and again, not to put anybody out there, but you, my wife, my kids, my parents, friends, whatever, even when I was at work, coworkers, that things would happen where I would just be like, I'm not going to look at you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to say anything to you.
Yep.
And I just need to do that for a certain amount of time until I'm ready to be able to process everything. And that's just how.
And I honestly think that's a guy/dad kind of a thing. I think we all kind of have moments where we go through that. I mean, there's two sides to that because, and Flea and I have even talked about this before. You can go from one side of the story where you're pissed off and upset and I'm not dealing with it, to the other side of the fence where you could be in a good mood and just sit there and do nothing.
Right.
Because guys, contrary to women, can have a nothing box. And women don't grasp that. Like, I laughed my ass off the other day. I saw this video online. A girl, I'm assuming some sort of feminist individual, basically put out a video saying, "Give me one thing that guys can do that girls can't," and all they got that was responses of guys sitting back in a chair for a minute straight, not talking.
That's funny. I like that. Give me a second.
All right.
I gotta, yeah.
Who is still out there? I haven't looked in a second. Flea and Shipro Man. Flea, you playing right now? And what you be playing? Uh-oh. I hear the little one. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Enjoy Rocket League. I'm surprised V-Ball's even on. When's the last time he even got on? Hey, Bongmaster. Prime will be right back. We are having a moment of a break here, as I believe his little one has woken up, so he may be trying to rock back to sleep at the current moment. But don't quote me. Said he needed a moment, and then I heard some baby crying. But we are in a little bit of an interruption right now, but I'm sure he'll be back very shortly. Speak of the devil. Hello, dude.
Say
Hi,
hi, AJ.
AJ.
Yeah, right.
Somebody not happy tonight.
Not feeling it. Yeah. What's up, Rob? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, here's the one, right? No. That's about where we're at.
I'm so elevated. Why are we elevated tonight?
Alright. I think I got a dip. Gotta take
Oh,
care of
yeah?
that. Yeah. So, he's wide awake.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So, I'd like to be able to finish. We were getting into some good stuff there. That's a
We
shame.
were.
Yeah.
We were.
Another time.
Heard.
We'll call it on that and just kind of go from there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man. We'll see
All
about
right. Well,
maybe,
I'll jump on with Flea and V-Ball and let me know if you're going to come in.
Yeah, we'll see about maybe finishing up tomorrow or something.
All right, buddy.
I'm gonna rate it out to silver just so it goes to somebody.
Gotcha. All right. Good luck, man.
Yeah, bye.